Derek Chauvin, there's a lot of talk about him potentially getting pardoned because with all the stuff that's happening, especially with the judge. I heard something about the judge not letting the case be done out of state. What do they do when it's not?
Well, if they can't find a jury, oftentimes if they can't find a jury that it is untainted, they haven't read the news, they haven't been impacted by the case, then they'll move the jurisdiction of the actual trial to
Somewhere
a different
else.
town to get a fair, impartial jury.
They didn't do it here.
Well, how could you? Everybody was burning down. What was it, Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Everybody was burning down Minneapolis. So it's really hard to find a jury of people that don't come in with some type of knowledge about the event when their local CVS was burned down in the name of Black Lives Mattering.
Yeah, no, you're right. Battering. So despite rumors and calls for clemency from some conservatives, including Green, Minnesota officials and White House have denied any credible information about a pardon, emphasizing that Chauvin would continue to serve a state sentence regardless of any federal pardon. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis authorities have expressed concern about potential unrest if a pardon were to be issued, but no official indication has been given to such pardon will occur.
George Floyd died from a drug overdose. He was one of the hundreds of thousands of Americans killed. I'm going to assume by fentanyl. It just cut out. Yeah, he was one of the hundreds of thousands of Americans killed by fentanyl that is trafficked across our border by cartels. Jasmine Crockett doesn't care about Americans killed by drugs like George Floyd. She cares about protecting cartels from being deported. And then and this is very interesting, she tweeted the image of the autopsy of George Floyd, which shows no life-threatening injuries identified. And then down below, it shows the amount of fentanyl that he had in his system, 11 NGs per milliliter, and then norafentanil, which he had 5.6 NGs per milliliter. But that was the first time I ever saw the George Floyd autopsy, and this was like 3 years ago. You did it. Vinny was the one that was like, take a look, George Floyd didn't die from the knee on his neck. George Floyd died from fentanyl. And then we showed it, and I remember like USA Today reached out going, where did you see that?
And you call me, he calls me with Pat on three-way, and he goes, where did you find this? And I panicked. I'm like, and I save all my podcast notes, and I go, bro, not only did the coroner and all them release this, there was a girl that was involved that blew the whistle on everybody because they were trying to fire her. I forgot her name. There's a big controversy, but yeah, I mean...
That is crazy, Vinny.
I did my homework.
Just a little sidebar, which is kind of weird too. It's not exactly this, but when I was researching this before here, Grok has the cause of death for George Floyd still as Derek Chauvin.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
interestingly enough.
If you think about it, bro, the world would burn.
Yeah.
The country would burn, and I think that's the spark that these people need. They need something. They need something. But here's the question. Here's the debate, guys. Umberto and Rob. Let's be 100 with each other right now. All right, Brandon.
Yeah.
What's more important? This is crazy. Saving this for it not to happen during Trump's presidency because it would put the biggest damper on it. And guess what? We'd lose the midterms. Trump would be any Republican would be finished. Is it worth it? Because if everything is true, that he did not actually kill this scumbag and that he actually died because he was high on drugs and it wasn't because of a knee on his neck, what should happen? Should he get released? And should Trump pardon him? Because legally, medically, this guy did not die from the knee, even though he was saying mama, which wasn't his mother. He was calling his girlfriend, that's her name. That's what he would call his girlfriend. High on drugs and doing all that shit. What do you think? Should justice be withheld or should justice be done?
I don't think Trump should touch this with a 10-foot pole. I mean, like, it could be true that George Floyd didn't die of the knee and the neck. It probably died from fentanyl. But Derek Chauvin also seems like he was kind of a shitty person. Like, a lot of cops are shitty people. Like, I mean, and that's because of their experiences. Because they have to deal with a lot
of cops are shitty people.
Yeah. Like, they abuse their power a lot of the time.
I would not say a lot. I would say there's a minority of cops who may be corrupt or bad people. But to generalize it as a lot of cops.
A lot would be what?
I'm not saying more
car with you ever again.
How much percentage cops do you think are?
All right, maybe like 8%, 10%.
Okay.
I would think that. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, like, I've dealt with cops who are like abusive of power, and like I'm a white.
Don't get mad at me about it. I'm not the cop. You're yelling
like
at me.
I'm a white dude from like a good neighborhood and stuff. So like if I'm dealing with that, then I'm sure like a lot of black people are dealing with like bad situations where
I've never. Okay, and it's maybe white privilege. You're white. whitish.
I'm-
You're white.
I'm
white
white-looking.
And I know you've had run-ins. And anybody else ever have a bad situation with
I
that?
never
I had
had.
police brutality. Oh, what do you mean? I was mistaken identity on the East Coast, hands on a car, and a cop came and kicked the inside of my ankle, and I thought I broke it. And I went home, told my mom. My mom came to the police department. She's like, "Where's that motherfucker?" She's like, "Grab him. Come here." Because my mom was like, we didn't know about suing. And she's like, "You kicked my son? Who the?" And she's like, "Where's the chief? Bring him in." Oh, it was like, and he was like sitting with his head down. But, and yeah, I mean, dude, some of them, yes, they abused their power. Bro, some people join because they were bullied. And they want that authority.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a lot, Brandon. I would say there is, like he said, a minority that are
okay.
pricks. And yeah, bro, anybody with authority, they have authority. They know they control you.
Right. So, I mean, I think that, this wasn't a crime with the George Floyd situation, but the guy probably did do some abusive things in his time. So maybe they should, like, recharge him with, like, a more fitting crime, like, I don't know, whatever that would be. But I don't think Trump should touch it. I think that's something that the legal system...
Even if he's innocent in jail
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
gonna. So an innocent man's gonna spend 22 years in jail because you're worried that people would burn down CVS's and not hurt the. Trump.
I wouldn't call him innocent because, I mean, I don't think he handled that situation the best way, and he had a track record of doing things like not the best way. So, but no, I think that like preventing a race war, because like I think the Democrats want Chauvin to get pardoned. To be honest,
100%.
I think that's their dream because I think they want to start a race war. I think that's why the Carmelo Anthony thing's happening the way it is, and the reason that the what was the other situation is happening the way it was with the N-word lady at the park.
Oh, Shiloh Hendricks, the woman that they raised like $600,000 for. And notice that store just dropped off the face of the planet.
I think that's all NGO money.
I am so disappointed. First of all, just being a police officer is one of the hardest and most thankless jobs in America. Just going to the force, waking up every morning. You never know that you're gonna see your family when you come back. You can be a little bit, like prickly and stuff. Every time I had a bad interaction with police, every time it's been my fault for me being an asshole doing something I shouldn't be doing.
I can't say the same
All right?
thing.
And I think it's not fair. I think there's bad apples everywhere. But as a majority of people, they're serving their cities, they're serving their neighborhoods. And I think that's an overstatement. And then the second thing, and I'm surprised, we need to take lessons from the founding fathers. Benjamin Franklin said that it's better to have 100 guilty persons should escape than one innocent person should suffer. And if this is true, there is no administration, because it's funny and it's easy to say it when you are not Derek, all right? Mm-hmm. It's easy from or you're not Derek's wife, or you're not Derek's kids. It's super easy. Yeah, we should keep him in there to protect the administration. There's things that are fair and things that are not fair. And having this guy as a token that is like, how stupid is the notion? I can't believe you guys are talking this. Like, how stupid is the notion that all racial politics of the nation are hinging on one guy? Like, I think those movements, because they took a lot of money and they spent it on big houses.
I actually went and I started looking this up this morning to figure out exactly how much money Black Lives Matter had actually raised. It was like $92 million. But what's super interesting is they raised $92 million, but on their IRS tax returns, they're only showing that they have $42 million of that left. So you're telling me you enrich black people's lives to the tune of $38 million or some odd number like that
Nobody from
in a few years. Meanwhile, Patrice Cullors, her brother, who runs a security company, gets a security contract worth almost $1 million through Black Lives Matter. And then Patrice Cullors' brother also got a $1 million payment for event services and creative services contracts. So it was such a money laundering scheme and all it did was fuel race division, and then they profited from it and kept the money.
Yeah, don't quote me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and that's what I'm saying. First of all, the American Constitution is the second greatest document ever written after the Bible. And if that was the thinking of the founding fathers, that should prevail. I don't care about the administration. I don't care about this. They keep on talking about race war here, race war there. I don't think there's enough. Like, I think they got all their anger out on the first time because all the media, all the apparatus, all the brands, everyone had their black square. I don't think they have that support anymore to make it a race war again. And I think people are happy, generally happy. Like, America's being taken seriously. People are going back to jobs. There's not that many, like criminals in the street. The border is controlled. So it's a whole different America. And I think if this guy is proven innocent, he should walk. That's what it is.
I mean, the coroner's report. I'm gonna come to you.
Yeah.
The coroner's report states clearly he did not die from asphyxiation. It wasn't this. It wasn't this. Yeah, it probably elevated him because you know what? His dumbass shouldn't have been on drugs, okay, and trying to pass a 20 counterfeit bill at a gas station.
And don't forget, they initially put him in the back seat. He asked to come out of the back seat.
Yeah,
He was
of course. Oh, by the way,
uncomfortable, right?
we didn't
Right.
we didn't get to see any of the footage because they kept it, bro. Because listen, if you watch the show House of Cards, they wait for shit like this to happen. They monitor police calls and they go, oh, that's the thing
the
that we're
one.
gonna use and that's what we're gonna go on. All right, and they completely duped an entire country. And that's why I love all the losers that posted black squares. You got duped. You got fucking duped and all that money. Did any of that money help any black communities? No, it helped her.
That's what I was going to say. To touch on what Rob was saying earlier, like 92 million raised. I think Candace, and don't quote me, in her doc said something like almost none of it can be traced back to any black community.
Of course.
Yeah, no, they did. They put together a $6 million campus in the Los Angeles area that was meant to be used as living spaces, a soundstage, and this Black Lives Matter, and office areas to support creative endeavors within the black community. From what I could find, they did create that property, but they only hosted one event in the past 3 years there.
Weird.
And then to the money stuff, payments from Black Lives Matter to Patrisse Cullors' relatives. She is one of the founders of Black Lives Matter. It happened after George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. Somebody had posted a tweet. The original Black Lives Matter, it started in 2013. A woman, Alicia Garza, wrote on Facebook, "Black people, I love you. I love us. Our lives matter." Then Patrisse Cullors shared that post and used the hashtag Black Lives Matter. And that's where the Black Lives Matter started. Well, Patrisse Cullors, here it is, the father of her child, Damon Turner, he received $840,000 from Black Lives Matter. It was paid for event production and creative services. And then another $970,000 was paid to Trap Heels LLC, a company that was also founded by Patrisse Cullors' relative that was used for security services.
Just to like guess put a bow on this, I get it's like that same old thing that you'd see in movies and shows. Like, is it worth it to sacrifice one innocent man for the well-being? I think about like The Dark Knight with Christopher Nolan in like 2008 with the two boats. Remember they had the boats with the criminals going one way in the boat, and they had to decide who's gonna
Benjamin
blow
Franklin
the other one
didn't
up.
think so.
That's the
and
thing, though.
I
He's
stand
not.
with
He's
him.
not innocent, though. It's just that he's. This crime was tried for something that probably wasn't. But he has a whole, I guess, abuse-ridden past of like allegations, misconduct, and this and
Yeah,
that.
but those are allegations. He wasn't found criminally.
But when there's smoke,
Guilty.
there's fire. So I mean, like I think that
So now you're an allegations guy.
yeah.
All right, good. Good to know.
He was okay with it. All right, there's no
allegations.
arguing that.
But
Yeah.
Brandon, I'm just yes,
Is the
it
juice
looked,
worth
the
the
optics
squeeze?
were bad. The optics are bad, but we're talking about legal stuff that the judge did, that the whole system did to basically he had to go to jail for this. Period. There's the way that they made this seem like he was out there to kill this guy, which is absolutely bullshit. They kept all the footage away from us. Yes, it looked bad. It looked bad. He should have gotten up or rolled his ass over to let him breathe. But in a case like that, when somebody's handcuffed, they don't. By the way, have you seen the procedure for when a cop even shoots someone that was shooting at him with a gun? Even if they're bleeding out 10 shots, they handcuff them.
Yeah.
Period. You're a threat.
Right.
That's it.
He was,
You're
he was a huge dude too.
no shit.
Yeah,
But
I
I mean, no. And again,
They'll appeal it.
I've said this before. He never would have met Derek Chauvin, George Floyd, if he wasn't a piece of shit.
Yeah.
End of story, period. But now we're talking about legally. If the coroner report says he didn't die from what the media and what the judge and the jury says that they have to open up the case. I would say retry the thing.
That's
I
what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
even
Appeal
pardon him.
it, yeah.
Yeah, do a
Trump
whole
doesn't need
nother
to get his
case.
hands dirty,
Trump
just
doesn't.
appeal
You're
it.
right. You're right. Do a whole new case. I want to see a whole new case. But
All
then
right,
the
that's more
outcome,
fair.
it's still going to be bad.
That's more fair. I think a pardon will be out of bounds.
Yeah.
But I think a fair trial. That's what America's
A
about.
retrial.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
But do you not see
Innocent till-
everything around the
innocent till
retrial
proven
just
guilty.
happening the same? Do you
No,
not see it
I
just
don't
being the
think
same?
So
I don't
No
think so.
way.
Would they have to do it somewhere else, do you think?
You might even get money back after spending all this time in jail wrongly if they do a retrial and he gets found innocent.
No. What I guess I'm saying is, do you think if they grant him a retrial, people just start burning things down?
Oh,
You'd
no.
be upset, but you know what? Guess who's the president, and guess who's fucking National Guard will come up,
that's a good
and
point.
you guys are not burning this bitch down again. I'm
good
sorry
point.
for my language, but I am sorry, bro. We are not playing that because of Biden and all these guys. They do these. You know how many celebrities and shit were bailing out people that were punching cops and burning down buildings
Right.
in your own neighborhood? You idiot! What are you doing? If you have a problem with the system, go after the system. Why am I going to burn down my house?
Right.
Why am I going to burn down his
Don't burn down my house.
His small shop or his sneaker store? They were burning down everything. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.